Hello and welcome to Butterfly DXP Channel. Building a blog page is trivial and easy if you are using an open source tool with a non-customized theme. But if you want to use latest technologies and also you want to use your custom theme, then it's more complicated because you need to adapt to a tool and you need to obey their rules, etc., including WordPress, of course. Today we will together build a blog page for one of our customers, and we will have the APIs of that page, and I will tell the further steps when using Butterfly. So let's start with exploring our customer's page. So it's Chef Steel and they have a blog page. When we move to their page, we see a blog post here. It has an image, it has a title and a category, of course a release date, etc. And there are some authors, and in the detail page we see the contents. We need an MP3 file area to upload audio version. Of course it will be generated automatically, and the content itself, of course. Yeah, so let's start. Let's choose the domain name chefsteelblog.butterfly.dev. Me as the administrator, chefsteelblog, and my new setup is being ready now. Now I will go to this admin panel. Okay, so here is a fresh installation of Butterfly, and I will move to Objects page and create a new object. It will be blog posts. Let's put a link format also. It will start with blog, and after that it will take the title column that we will add later on. So now I'm adding fields. First field is the title. Second is the intro, which is a short description of the blog post, and the content itself. It will be text area with editor. Since there is an image alias which is predefined in all of our systems, it will be able to upload the images to the text area also. And if you define any resize operations or crop operations, then it will automatically convert that and install that image to the CDN. Let's move on. It will have a release date, also user, which will be defaulted to the user who is logged in, and we told that there will be an upload to keep the MP3s. So I will put a new type. It will be file upload, but I will need a new file upload configuration here. I will choose MP3. I want it to keep it into MP3 folder, and storage will be my default. I won't set any max file size, and now I can choose file alias as MP3. So it will also have a category, and when I click down arrow and click to create, press enter, it will direct me in a pop-up to create a new object named categories, and each category will have a name, and it was just one level, but I want to make it multiple levels. So I will put a parent category ID, which is a hierarchical field type, which means that you can define endless subcategories using this property. And when I click enter, it already put all of the fields here. It says it will take from the same table name, it will list the names and save the ID, and also it will use itself as a parent hierarchical column. So we will see now. Okay, now our category is also ready, but let's add a status column here. Okay. Now our category it's better to have it also hierarchical. It will list the name, ID, and use the parent category ID as the hierarchical column. Okay, so let's add a sample record here. We see the blog posts are empty now, but let's make it prettier using our orders. So I will add a test blog post. Let's copy from the original page. Title. The description, I think, was here. Of course, you can use some part of the content here without using additional intro, but it makes it harder to choose where to cut the post in the listing page. So for now, I will copy this part. And of course, I don't have an MP3 file, it will be automatically generated. And now I will click on order page to drag and drop this page and make it prettier. So I will move user to here, MP3 file to here, and category to the top. And as you see, these fields don't have to be so wide. Let's edit it. First save it, of course, and when I click on here, it shows me the object edit page, and I choose the left column size to 2/3, which means that it will widen the left side and narrow the right side. Okay, now I have a better view. So I can add a new category here. Let's add the one from our customer. Okay, it will be, of course, active. Okay. Now we have an example record. So next we need to, by the way, we had to choose has item for the items to be indexed in Elasticsearch. I will explain it later on. So I will enable this also. And after defining the design to choose how it will be presented to our users, we will choose the design from here also for this specific object. Okay, now I will add a new design. It will be for home page. The layout defines the places in the layout. For example, you may have a layout where you just have header, content, and bottom part, the footer, but you may have some different ones like left content, right content. We will see that in a minute. So the page title will be let's get the original title from the source page. Chef Steel. Page title will be Chef Steel blog. You can also define description, etc., but we can move on for now. Okay, now we have a design. Design means the layout of a page. For example, you may have one design for home page, one design for blog detail, one design for blog categories. But if you want to specialize one category's look and feel or widgets, then you can create a new design for that category, and you can relate that specific category with that design, which means that you don't have to have same widgets and designs for all of the one entity type, one object. You can customize one page to be displayed different than the others. So here you see the layout, the default layout, header, content, and footer. It's okay for this page because it just have a header and content and the footer, so I won't edit the layout, but you can add new layouts to make it different. All of the setups have header, so I will just click choose and add that header widget, and footer also is a standard for us. I will select the footer. In the content, we need to add a new widget here. So, for example, this is a widget, but when you create a widget, you can drag and drop and use that multiple times in different pages, which means that you don't have to repeat yourself if the look and feel is the same. So let's create a new widget for there. I will name it as the Spotlight widget, Spotlight block. For this, I will choose the second one, which means that I will link this to a single content pool. There will be just a stream including one content, and I will choose this one. You will see later on. This widget doesn't have a tab, so it will have just one content pool. We will see the content pools also. And for the categories, let's choose just uncategorized. Now we have added a new widget named Spotlight Blog, and it has a parameter named content pool. Content pools defines which contents to be displayed in this specific page. It makes it easy for you to use the widget in different pages, because in each page you can choose the content pool differently, which means that you can use different contents using the same widget. Let's create a new content pool to have automatically the latest content in the home page. I will name it Homepage Spotlight Blog, and it will get the contents from blog posts, so I will choose that. Also, since we want just one content, then by the way, I won't filter out anything, so I just put percentage icon here, and it will be descending by release date, so it will get the latest content pool. Since we just want one content, I will put here limit per page as 1, and also we don't need any pagination here, so I will choose total content size as 1. So this content pool doesn't support the pagination. For example, you cannot send page 2 to get the second one, but we don't need that because we just list one. So we have added this content pool and chosen that to be listed. So let's move on. Here you see different contents are listed. Each page has 6 contents. We can list them. We will create a new widget first, then we will create a content pool, but we need to not include this one to here. So it has 2 options. One is you can define an offset of 1, which means that it will not take the first block into account. The second one is when you make a website, you can choose a content pool to ignore the already displayed contents. For example, there may be 5 different widgets and each widget have displayed some contents. Then you can just ignore those and take the other ones. But here it's better to have the offset, because since it has other pages, we will lose the relation of the displayed IDs when we just enter to blog page 2. So let's create a new widget first here. I will add a new widget, a new content. I will name it blog post list. We can use the same widget for the category page, I think. It will also have just one content pool, and I will choose the category uncategorized. Now you see we need to choose a content pool here, but we will add a new one because we need different configurations. Homepage, blog posts, and for the dynamic filter, again I don't have any filters here. Sort by release date again, and I need blog posts. Now I want to ignore the first one because it's already displayed in the homepage, so I will just put one here, and per page I will list the 6. It seems like I didn't specify the name, so let's put the name also, and let's add it again. Blog post list, I will make it active, and homepage blog posts as the content pool. Okay, so in the homepage now we have 2 different widgets and header and footer widget. Now I will add another design for the category page. I will name it category detail. Again, the general. Now, since each category has different names, we want it to generate the title automatically. Since I want the category name to be listed here, I will put page title as %name%, and then chef's deal. Now I save it, and again I will add the header widget first, active, the footer widget, let's have a look at the category page. It's similar to the home page. What makes it different is just it lists the blog posts of a single category page. So we can use the same widgets here, but with different content pool. So now I will add another content pool, category blog posts, and in the query I will say data.category ID. It automatically gets the data from the contents, which means that if you're in the category whose ID is 1, then it will put 1 here. If it's 2, then it will put 2 here, which makes it easy to filter out the contents automatically. Again, it will be descending, and I want blog posts to be listed. Limit per page is 1, since this is the first blog, Spotlight blog, and total content size is 1. And I saved it. Now I will add another widget again, and I will choose blog post list, and for the I choose active as the status. I will add that category blog posts. We had better to rename the previous one as Spotlight, since it only lists 1. And for the filter, again blog posts will be listed. There will be 1 as the offset. Limit per page, again, let's check it. Yes, after the Spotlight it lists 6 items. We don't have a total content size again. Let's move back and rename the previous one as Spotlight because it only 1 content. We can move back here. So now we have a category detail design, and last design will be blog post detail. Again, we will choose the general, and we want the title to be listed. Okay, now we will again add the header widget, the footer widget. Now we will create a new widget, blog post detail. It will be a basic widget because it will just get the info from the context, which means that if you are in a detail page, then you don't do anything to fetch the information of that record. It automatically assigns the info of the current item in the response, and you can choose which fields to retrieve, but if you don't specify anything, then it will return all of the data of that page. We won't have any content pools here because it's just the detailed data. Now the next step will be relating those objects with these designs. First of all, homepage doesn't need that because homepage is a single page and it automatically retrieves the design with homepage alias. For the categories, I will choose the categories design and enable has item for this. And also let's put a link format here, category slash percentage name percentage. Okay. And also we can put a name here for the generic label of this item. This is used to generalize item behavior. For example, for the categories we have name, for the blog post we have title, but in the label area you can define what to be displayed. So you can use the label in a search result page, for example. It won't matter if it's a category or blog post. You will use the label as upper title and title for the subtitle. Then it will be the same for all contents. You can define in each content. So for the blog post, for example, I'll put title as the label. We will see the results in a minute. So I will choose blog post detail as the CMS design. Okay. Now, by the way, this menu appears when you press Command dot on macOS or Control dot on Windows machines, and also you can click search for this menu, and it makes it easy to navigate between pages in Butterfly. Now we have a home page, a category page, and blog post, and we are done on our backend. Now when I enter the root domain, which is the home page, and add response type JSON to it, I will see all of the data here, and it includes which contents to be rendered and also which data appears here in each content pool and in the footer to be displayed. So there is 3 different places, and in each place there are widgets, and in the widgets there are contents. So for example, if I go to the blog post page, by the way, we can add an admin panel here to list the blog page and category here. So I will add a new menu under content. Let's do it here. Under content, I will add blog posts menu. Let's use this icon for this, and we can add both objects under this page. So in the blog posts, I will choose content and blog posts. Also in the categories, I will choose content, blog posts. Now I have added blog posts here. You can see the categories also from here and manage it. Now we have blog posts and categories, and each of them are indexed in our Elasticsearch, and if you move to our home page but added response type JSON after it, we will see each area. For example, we see the header and footer, but the important thing here is there is a renders area for each place. So this layout has three sections as it's defined: header, footer, and content. In the header, there are just one widget with module name header. In the footer, you see a widget with module name footer, and in the content area, there are two different widgets that is included. One widget is blog post list, and in the data, you see all of the items inside of it. And in the second widget, there is the second one. It's homepage spotlight blog, and inside of it there is one. By the way, I think we have it's not in the correct order. Let's fix it. In the design page, I will check the design. Yes, the one spotlight blog is upper side. That's why we didn't see any items in the first widget. Since we only have one item, then it's normal that in the second widget there is no content. But in this widget, we see the content pool, and inside of this key, there is the items. Let's add some more contents to the current category. I'll just change the title of it, and let's another one. I will choose create another entity. It will redirect me in each time to this page instead of moving to the edit page. So I can add easily new contents, and let's create a new category, second category, and move some posts to the second category. Okay, all of them are moved to the second category. Now we can check this page and add response type JSON to it. You will see that its info is here, its page info is also here, which includes metadata, etc. In the widget side, we see in the content there are two different widgets. One has the first block only, and the second one includes the rest. Now let's have a look at the blog detail page. When I go to blog detail page and enter response type JSON, here I see the info itself, so I don't need any other content pool to reach the data, but there is one blog post detail widget which make it easy on the Next.js side to choose how to display this blog detail. For example, you may have two different detail widgets and each can look differently, and you can choose from the admin panel how blog posts will look like. So if you have two different ones, you can choose which page to be displayed how from the admin, and you can specialize just one blog post, for example, to be displayed different than the others. In this video, we have created blog posts page, categories page, and we have created homepage design, category listing page design, and blog detail design. In the next steps, we will have a Next.js application which will render our homepage, category page, and blog post detail page. See you in the next video.